Imagine a city the size of Orlando, Florida, composed entirely of migrants. That's how many people are estimated to have crossed borders in crisis situations globally last year alone. An invisible metropolis swirling with stories of hope, fear, desperation, and dreams. These aren't just numbers. These are human beings, each with a tale that led them to embark on these arduous journeys. This global migrant crisis is an issue that has its tentacles stretched far and wide, touching every corner of the globe. But let's narrow our focus for a moment. Let's bring it home, to the United States, where the echoes of this crisis are reverberating in our communities, in our towns and cities, in our very day-to-day lives. Particularly, let's zoom in on 3 states: New York, Texas, and Illinois. Each of these states has its unique narrative in this broader tale of migration. Each, in its own way, embodies a piece of this complex mosaic, shedding light on the unseen numbers and the untold stories. In New York, a high school in Brooklyn transformed into a temporary shelter during a storm. In Illinois, thousands more migrants are arriving than previously reported. And in Texas, the state's governor has stirred controversy with his statements and actions regarding migrants at the Mexican border. These aren't just isolated incidents. They are manifestations of a larger narrative, one that has profound implications for us all. It impacts taxpayers, influences crime rates, and puts pressure on resources such as housing, food, and clothing. It even shapes the policies and politics of our cities and states, with the emergence of sanctuary cities being a prime example. Engaging with these issues is not a choice, but a responsibility. A responsibility to remain informed, to understand the implications, and to shape the narrative through our actions and our votes. Now let's delve deeper into how these situations are manifesting in specific states, starting with New York. In the heart of Brooklyn, a high school was recently transformed into a temporary shelter during a storm. James Madison High School, an institution known for educating the minds of our nation's youth, found itself serving as a haven for those caught in the crossfire of the migrant crisis. This incident highlights a significant challenge New York faces. Public facilities, like schools, are being repurposed as emergency shelters to accommodate the increasing influx of migrants. While this demonstrates a commendable spirit of compassion and resilience, it also raises some pressing concerns. Are we equipped to handle the strain on resources and the potential disruption to our community services? What about the implications for those who rely on these facilities for their original purpose, such as education? These questions are not meant to undermine the effort to provide shelter, but rather to highlight the complexities of the situation. As New York grapples with these issues, let's turn our attention to the state of Illinois. In Illinois, the migrant situation is more severe than initially reported. An unexpected surge of individuals seeking refuge has been quietly swelling, challenging the state's resources and capacities. This unforeseen increase has been largely underreported, leaving many unaware of the true extent of the situation. The state is grappling with providing basic necessities such as shelter, food, and clothing, as well as addressing more complex issues like education and healthcare. This influx has also put a strain on the state's budget, raising concerns about the long-term impacts on taxpayers. The hidden surge in Illinois is a stark example of the broader issues at play, highlighting the need for comprehensive and sustainable solutions to address the migrant crisis. As we peel back the layers of this complex issue, we can begin to understand the magnitude of the challenge and the importance of staying informed and engaged. From the hidden surge in Illinois, we move to the controversial actions in Texas. Texas' approach to the migrant crisis has sparked nationwide controversy. The state's governor has been in the spotlight for his actions and statements related to this issue. One of the most contentious points was when he seemingly suggested shooting migrants at the border with Mexico, a statement he later walked back, attributing it to a misunderstanding. Moreover, the governor's decision to have migrants transported to other states, particularly those led by Democratic officials, has raised eyebrows. This move has been seen by many as an attempt to shift the burden and potential problems associated with increased migration onto other states, rather than dealing with them within Texas's borders. These actions have led to a heated debate, with critics accusing Texas's leadership of politicizing a humanitarian crisis, while supporters argue that the state is simply taking measures to protect its citizens. While these states grapple with their unique situations, it's important to consider the broader implications. The migrant crisis isn't just affecting these 3 states, it's a nationwide concern. It's a ripple effect, you see. The strain on resources manifests in various ways. Taxpayers bear the financial burden as government funds are redirected to manage the crisis. There's the impact on crime rates too, with law enforcement often stretched thin trying to maintain order. Then we have housing. With shelters popping up in schools and community centers, it's clear that our current infrastructure is struggling to keep up. And let's not forget about the basic necessities like food and clothing. With thousands more people to feed and clothe, the demand is skyrocketing. Sanctuary cities, those that limit their cooperation with the national government's effort to enforce immigration law, are another facet of this complex issue. They're havens for migrants, yes, but they also carry their own unique challenges. As we consider these implications, it's crucial to reflect on our individual roles. Are you paying attention to what's happening in our country? It's easy to get lost in the hustle and bustle of everyday life, but it's crucial that we stay vigilant and informed about the migrant crisis. These are people like you and me, caught in circumstances they didn't choose. And it's not just about them. It's about our communities, our tax dollars, and our values as a nation. Democracy isn't a spectator sport, friends. It's participatory. It's about taking a stand and making our voices heard. And one of the most powerful ways we can do that is by voting. Our vote is our voice. It's our way of saying, this matters to me. We can't afford to sit on the sidelines. We need to engage, to discuss, to question, and to act. We invite you to share your thoughts and perspectives on this pressing issue. Remember, your voice matters.